The material substance of questioning is different from that which is asked for, because the asking needs a doer and a done to, someone who asks the question and someone who is asked. Whilst questioning includes both asking and being asked at the same time. People questioning means that each one of them became both a questioner and questioned. Therefore, each is a doer and a done to simultaneously. For example, if you say that Adam and Zad partnered in business. Adam partnered with Zad, so Adam is a doer and Zad is a done to, but it is also vice versa. Zad also partnered with Adam, so he is a doer and Adam is a done to, so they are both equal in that. The craft of the language expresses it like that, but they are both equal. Linguistically, craft-wise, we would say that Adam partnered with Zad, which means that Adam is the doer and Zad is the done to, but as just explained, they are both the same. This is the craft of the linguistics. Therefore, in the surah, what are they asking about? It's as if their asking is a form of denial and mockery. About what are they asking one another? About the great news. That over which they are in disagreement. No. And how can there be so many differences when they are all denying? But no. They differ with reasons. One is certain and denying. One is doubtful. As for the denying one who is certain, it is the opposite of the one who is in doubt. He has already chosen one side, while others may be between the thoughts, contemplating, unsure, so they differ amongst themselves, and with the prophet and the pious. When is the final day / judgment day / separation day? About what are they asking one another? About the great news. That over which they are in disagreement. No. This kala, which means a strong no, is a word of prevention / caution. And the meaning of prevention or stopping short is that the words in the verse directly previous to the kala, the no, have to be stopped. It has to stop for the benefit of the doer or the done to, and not for the benefit of the one who said it. Because God would not benefit if people lie about / deny this matter. Why? Because why would you deny / lie about this side / branching matter? Properly, you should lift the field of discussion to the top, which is discussing the existence of God. But with the topic that should be discussed, they became disturbed about it. And if you asked them, who created the heavens and the earth? They would surely say, God. Then, they can't deny the matter of God's existence and the creation and the divinity of the one God. So, are you going to ask them why are you denying a side topic? This is not the main topic. Again, just move the field of discussion to the top, which is God, and tell them that our religion is first researched from its top point of faithfulness. Discuss your belief in God with your total freedom of thought. Afterwards, if you are convinced with your free thinking, and you believe in God, then certify / confirm your faith to God. Once you have confirmed it to God, you must abide by it. As for discussing something partially and ignoring the top, no. We have to start from the top. But they are differing about the top, so they are indecisive. If you ask them about the top matter, they are differing / hesitant. As for the matter of God, we have heard their answer. If they were asked about the matter of the honesty of the Prophet and Quran, God says, we know that you, O Muhammad, are saddened by what they say. And indeed, they do not call you untruthful, but it is the verses of God that the wrongdoers reject. Then comes the Quran. First, they said the Prophet is a magician and or a poet and or a sorcerer. So, they said all of that, and then they implicated themselves. What was the proof of their implicating themselves? First, with Quran, when they said, and they say, if only this Quran was revealed to a great man from one of the two great villages. It's as if Quran is Quran for them too, the word of truth, but what annoyed them is that it came on this particular person's tongue. Therefore, there is no debate about the book of Quran. Also, they implicated themselves again, proving the foolishness in their discussion and stupidity in argument. They say, if we were to follow true guidance with you, we would certainly be snatched away from our land. So, they themselves have admitted that what the Prophet came with is righteous guidance. At the end of all this foolish debating they're doing, they have admitted that the Prophet came to them with the righteous guidance, but they were scared that if they followed the righteous guidance, they would be relieved of their lands/positions, etc. So, God responds to them retroactively that though they ignored him, and did not believe in him, he still gave them all of this. So, is it logical that if they believed in him, he would abandon them? Well then, logically, they should not have argued about the timing of Judgment Day, but rather, they should have discussed the top matter. Then, after researching and being certain of the top matter, they certify the news. Did God say that or not? So, God says, no, they are going to know. Then, no, they are going to know. Here, some interpreters say that this repetitiveness is for assurance, but usually assurance comes without a difference. For example, no, they will know, no, they will know, but rather it is, no, they will know. Then, no, they will know. This word, then, here proves there are 2 points, because their way of knowing will differ. The first no, they will know, means that it is the truth. For those who denied Judgment Day and called it a lie, they will know that it is the day of truth. Then, they will know that it is the truth. We have talked before about how there are 3 stages of knowledge/certainty. Basically, the first stage is to know something certainly. The second stage is to know certainty by the eye/seeing, and the third stage is the righteous/truthful certainty. So, there are 3 stages: certain knowledge, certainty of the eye, and righteous/truthful certainty. For example, if someone tells you that he went to a city called New York City and found huge skyscrapers, and you believe him because you know that he is not a liar, then that became what inside you? A certain knowledge, because you know this person is truthful. Then, if you travel by plane with this person, and you pass by New York City, and he aimed at the city from the window of the plane and says, "Look at those. These are the skyscrapers I was telling you about," then after it was news, it became more certain because you just saw it with the eye. Then, if you actually go to New York City and stay there for a while, living there, and witnessing/seeing all, that is called righteous/truthful certainty. So, again, 3 stages: certainty of knowledge, for example, having heard it from someone trustworthy; certainty of having seen with the eye; and righteous/truthful certainty, having experienced it. We have also been exposed to this concept elsewhere in Quran. Competition for more diverts you until you visit the graveyards. No, you are going to know. Then no, you are going to know. No, if you knew with knowledge of certainty, you will see hell. So, if you do not believe it with the certainty of knowledge, you will see it with the certainty of the eye. Also, the phrase righteous/truthful certainty came in another surah, but if he was of the deniers, who were astray, then for him is accommodation of scalding water and burning in hellfire. They enter it. So, when they enter it, what is that called? It is the righteous/truthful certainty. The same thing here with the righteous saying, no, they will know, then, no, they will know. When a person is in the delirium of death, God says about / to them, you are in heedlessness of this, so we have removed from you your cover, so your sight, this day, is iron, meaning that what you were not able to see before, now you can clearly see. The universal matters of God's kingdom which living humans cannot see now appear to them, that which they denied or said was a lie. Therefore, some are just speaking gibberish as they die, but some are actually speaking of what they are seeing as they die, seeing things they never saw when they were alive. So, when they reach that state, now they have the knowledge that what they have been told about, the religion, Judgment Day, the accountability, is all true. So, that is the first knowledge. Then, when they are resurrected, they come to another knowledge, so it's, no, they will know, then, no, they will know. Or, an atheist is in opposition to a believer. Someone denying something is the opposite of someone who thinks it is right. So, now there are 2 parties. One party is a faithful believer and the other one is a non-believer. No, they will know their place on the separation day, and will also know the place of the other, opposing party on the separation day. And when there is a comparison between 2 opposites, then there comes remorse/regret. Meaning, the one who will be punished on separation day, it was enough for them to be punished/tortured for the bad deeds they have done. For this party to be tortured and also see the other party whom they were against in heaven with all its pleasures/rewards, that is an additional torture to them. Also, the one who believed sees himself in heaven with rewards and sees the one who denied being punished for his denial. That is an additional reward. So, they will know their place on Judgment Day, and will also be certain of the opposing team being rewarded on Judgment Day. At that point, it confirms the remorse/regret to them. Then, God left the matter sworn upon, or the matter for which the surah came, the great event. He then moved to something else. This different thing, on appearance, seems like it is away from the purpose. No, he did not step away from the purpose. He actually brought a proof for the meaning, as if God wants to show universal matters connected to humans' lives, so that they can feel as they live, as a proof of the honesty of what God tells them. Therefore, he did not move to another topic, he actually moved to the proof, to confirm the evidence of the matter in question. And when the righteous wants to explain a matter that is being debated, because it's unknown, what does he do? He brings a matter about which all agree, to make the start from an agreed-upon matter, up to what is being debated. This way is common in Quran, and we have exposed a lot from it. For instance, the case of life. How are we created/born into this life? How did we become? How are we created? This is something we have not seen or witnessed. I did not make them witness to the creation of the heavens and the earth or to the creation of themselves, and I would not have taken the misguiders as assistants. Then, how do we know how we were created? From the Creator. He tells us how He created us. So, this is a matter in which there had been a barrier for any active brain to scientifically comprehend how it happened. So, how creation started cannot be known by science. Science is trial and failure, and this is impossible. Unless it is told to you by the Creator, you have no knowledge about it or over it. You can't know how the universe, earth, the sky, any of these things are created, so leave off from this wild guessing/speculation, which is done by people who force their brains beyond their human brain's capability. It was not created to figure out things like this, according to their own Creator. The brain is made to study science with trial and error, with a substance in front of them to work on. As for knowledge on which you cannot scientifically experiment, then there is no way to know. So, if they want to know how the earth, and the skies were created, they listen carefully to the Creator. He is the only one who can tell them how He created them. So, when God came to the explanation of creation, He told us He has created us. He said once from dust, once from mud, and another time He said rotten, blackish mud, and then another time He said from clay. Then, here come the argumentative/debaters, claiming there is contradiction in Quran. Once He says dust, once mud, once clay, etc. And we reply to them, is moving through levels contradictory? When dust is exposed to water, it becomes mud. And when mud is left until it gets rotten/stagnant, it is rotten, blackish mud. And if it is left to harden, then it is like molding clay. So, these are stages, not contradictions. This is one thing that is unknown to us. God told us, and we believed Him. So, we believe and certify what God told us, that He has created all from dust, also mud, rotten, blackish mud, and clay. These are all stages but with the same origin, same substance, same material. It would be contradictory if mud is not made from dust and water, etc., but these are all from the same substance. So, when God wants to demonstrate the truthfulness of a case such as this, what does He do? He brings a felt/seen matter to make it a proof for the unknown to us. We cannot know how we received life, but we definitely know how we die. Therefore, we are using something we see and feel, which is death, as a means of discovering that which is unknown to us. This felt/seen matter, i.e. death, is a means to believe what we have not seen, how we were created. When a person dies, the first thing that leaves the body is his soul, and it is also the last thing put into him in the story of creation. So the last thing that came to us, to make us live, is the soul, and the first thing that goes out at death is the soul. For example, if you walk a path to its end and want to return back, then the last place you reach on the path is the first place upon your return. And so, this is a scene we can all see. First, the deceased stiffens up, so the substance is like the clay stage. And after that, the body starts rotting and decaying, which is the stage of rotten, blackish mud. And after that, what happens? The remaining bodily fluids evaporate, and the remaining elements turn to dust. So, if the righteous says he created us from dust and rotten, blackish mud, then clay, and then blew the soul into us, to believe this, we look at how life leaves us. We find it returning to how it began. With what we feel/see in death, we realize that God is truthful in what he says about life. And therefore, you marvel when you come to Surah Al-Mulk, in which God says, "Blessed is he in whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. Who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is best indeed, and he is the exalted in might, the forgiving." Seemingly, it should have been that he says created life and death, but no, he said created death and life because death is possible to observe, and afterwards, if you reverse it, you can noticeably and gradually realize how life starts. This is the proof and means of knowing how God created life.